If you're a first-time homebuyer age group, anywhere between 25 years old and maybe 35 years old, how you can position yourself so you can become a homeowner sooner than later. The bunny is way faster than you that you can catch. So you need to borrow a net from your parent to catch that bunny. You guys are typically, historically, are first-time homebuyers. Now, if you're in that age group, this news might be really a bad one. The first-time homebuyer number has shrunk as lowest since last like 30 years. I'm going to share my opinion on why that is. I definitely think that this is like generation issue. If the Wall Street money, the hedge fund money own more of the residential real estate, that means they're going to be more of a renters than homeowners. Historically, owning a home, good investment strategy for many. For example, myself, when I bought my first home 20 some years ago, I made some money when I sold that house, and with that money I was be able to buy the next house and next house and next house like that. So that you're going to lose out on that property appreciation opportunity, which is really big. First-time homebuyers are vanishing from the market. Bidding wars and fierce competition for limited inventory, first-time homebuyers dropped to their lowest numbers on record, according to the NAR in 2022. Profile of home buyers and sellers. Further, the age of the typical first-time swelled to a record high of 36. And here's the historic data of since 1981 up to 2022. 1987, there were 30%. That was the lowest. And then 40%, like 44, 42, 42, 40, 36. That was 2006. And I think that's when the competition was really high. Market was really hot. But then 2007, 39%. Interestingly, even in 2008, there were 41% of first-time buyers. When market like bottomed at 2009 and 10, 47% and 50%. And there were like half of the buyers in the entire real estate market, they were the first-time buyers because the price was really, really good. Always maintained the 30% and 40%, except for those right after the market crash. Now, let's look at the 2020. In the spring, because of the pandemic, market was really slow, yet there were 31% of the first-time buyers. Now in 2022, there were only 26%. And about 20 to 25%, maybe 20%, that will make like 46%, right? That is basically the investors group, especially the Wall Street, big hedge fund companies like BlackRock. They are basically one of those big investment groups that are buying up residential homes and neighborhoods. Not only that, but we had really high competition, and on top of that 7% interest rate and higher, and so buyers just disappeared. But I believe that this is temporary situation, especially at the end of 2022. And unfortunately, the Fed is manipulating the interest rate, try to control the inflation. What it's doing right now is really making those big Wall Street money get even richer. Right now, many of the corporations, typically the daily goods like food and gas, and these companies are making a lot of money. Now, on top of that, these hedge fund investment groups are buying up homes and neighborhoods in some cases. Means, like I said, less home ownership. The individual home ownership is going to happen. So there are going to be a lot of rental properties, and more people would become renters to rent those homes, which is a big loss for individual financing system in this country. My best message to the young folks out there who are in the first-time buyer category, I would save up as much money for the down payment. You don't have to put down 10%, 20%. You can put down as low as like 3% or 3.5%. So if a home is $500,000, you may need to save up about $15,000. That's about 3%, right? And then on top of that, right now, by the way, sellers are giving the credit so that you can use toward the closing cost. Theoretically or practically, if you saved up about $15,000 and you have a pretty decent credit score, you may be able to afford. However, right now may not be that possible because of the high interest rate. But 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%, that should not, or that may not continue. So the best advice that I can give you after selling real estate for 14 years is that save money and improve your credit score and look for that timing when the interest rate drops. If it drops somewhere below 6%, that's the point that you need to go out and buy. We probably are going to see that another like buyer jumping into like multiple offer situation if the rate drops below 6%, because we are kind of getting used to the 7% mark, and right now 5% looks really good. But I just don't want you to miss out on that opportunity. And a lot of the wealth in the United States is right now in sort of like a baby boomers generation. They hold the majority of the wealth individually. And so they're typically the parent generation for this first-time buyer group. And so this might be a good time that you can actually get some help from your parent generation, whether it's a loan situation, like borrowing money or gifting money. In real estate transaction, you have to gift money so that you can actually get qualified for the loan. But you can get some help, and I see many young people get that help. A lot of times that may seem like it's not so good or right because you have to borrow money from your parents to buy a home. But the situation is different than, like, let's say 20, 25 years ago when home prices were less than $200,000, interest rates were 5, 6%, and you made like a median income or average income of $60,000 at the time, $60,000 at the time. You could afford that house, but it doubled, actually more than doubled, almost like tripled since then. But then the wages, didn't increase more than maybe 10%, maybe 20%. So that income is staying somewhat similar, but the house price is just taking off. From now, so let's say 2032, 10 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if the real estate price went up another 50% compared to right now. So let's say, median price is $500,000. In 10 years, based on the trend that I've seen in the last 14 years, that $500,000 home right now will more likely become like $700,000, $750,000, unfortunately. And so we're having this, chasing bunny that is faster than you. I don't know. I just came up with that in my mind, but that is what it feels like. The bunny is way faster than you that you can catch. So you need to borrow a net from your parent to catch that bunny, because with just the speed, you're not going to catch that bunny, unfortunately. And when I see reports like that, it really concerns me. And you can live there and save money instead of paying rent. And when the home appreciates, you take that equity and you can use that money, buy something else. And you can go to the move-up home when you have like 1 or 2 kids, or maybe. And then after that, what I see is that they go to a more fancier home. So first time home, the move-up home, and then maybe luxury home. But then when your kids graduate and leave the house, you downsize to move down to a move-up home, and then you downgrade to maybe a condo so you can travel the world type of thing. So I've seen that cycle. But if you don't get that opportunity to buy the first home, you are going to miss out on the second, third, or fourth, or fifth home opportunities in your lifetime. And there is that term, the forever renter. I hate that word. I don't know why I even said it, but that is reality for some people, unfortunately. And it's even worse when you have a lot of student debt. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations. It's really tough for young people. I believe in individual financial education and individual home ownership. Keep saving that money as a down payment. Oh, by the way, there's some neighborhoods that you don't have to have down payment. It's called the USDA loans. So if you look at outside of the suburban area, some areas do qualify for that. That means you pay 0% down payment. All you have to do is bring in the closing costs, which can be anywhere between $5,000, maybe $10,000. And sometimes you may be able to get that from the seller's credit. Theoretically, as long as you have a good income history, like 2 years, same sort of a job type of situation, the income and debt ratio, pretty good. You don't have a lot of credit card debt. you can theoretically buy one of those homes outside of the suburban sort of like parameters. So you may see that as like rural. You may have to drive to work 45 minutes, or maybe not because you work at home. If that's the case, that's like a really good opportunity, because once you buy that outskirt of the suburban area, you buy the first time home, that will set you apart. That will be the foundation for your the real estate portfolio growth and financial wealth growth. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe and hit the like button so this video can reach more of the first-time buyers out there. And I'm pretty passionate about this one, and it is a really serious matter, and we need to really take it seriously. How do you say that? Take the bull by the horn? It's how you say it?